All right, so welcome to the Performance and Psychology course. I want to say very big congratulations to you for making it here. This course, of course, is not a beginner course. Especially, you should be an experienced trader. You should have gone through the basics of trading markets. And basically, you're looking for a course that would help you to master your mind and essentially master the market. So if that is it, you're in the right place. However, if you did purchase a course and you're yet to actually understand the basics of trading, I would rather recommend that you go and take the basics in trading mastery course. Then this would make sense to you, because what we're going to be doing here is not going to be chart analysis. What we're going to be doing here is dealing with the mind, the psychological things, the blockers, psychological blockers that you need to deal with in order for you to scale and become the kind of trader that you ought to be. So without further ado, we're going to start today with what I have prepared for you here. So the Stock and Profit Trading Psychology and Performance course, it's one course that is very dear to my heart, and is dear to my heart because I also happen to have been, of course, I've gone through the motions. As a trader, you learn the strategy, you know the strategy, but when it comes to trading the live market, it's a completely different beast. You're not executing what you should execute, you're impatient, you're chasing price, you're doing so many things, you're event trading so many things that eventually compound and just keep you there. You're not making progress, either the break-even dance or you're just making losses and losses, but you know your strategy. So let's get into it. So developing your edge. So mind, money, and method. That is the first lesson or chapter we're going to be looking at here. Now, the Stock and Profit offers this. So everybody who starts trading starts from, ignorance. And then from ignorance, that's the level of unconscious incompetence. You have the wrong intuition. You don't even know what you're doing in the market. You're unaware of the skill and your lack of proficiency. So because most people come into trading and you just say, oh, I saw somebody driving a flashy car and he says he trades, the financial market, maybe Forex or indices or whatever, or gold. And, I just love it. And then you just dabble into it. And then your intuition is wrong. Everything is wrong. You don't have the skill. You don't have the knowledge. So that's unconscious incompetence. And then gradually from there, you become aware that, all right, this is something that requires skill. I don't have the skill. I need to learn it. I need to do it properly. You become aware and then you become conscious of your incompetence. And that's level 2. So your analysis is wrong. You don't know when the market is trending bullish, when it's trending bearish. Everything is just wrong. Okay. Now, but you're aware of the skill and also your lack of proficiency to trade the financial market. And then you proceed from that. From there, you begin to learn and you begin to practice. And that's where you get to conscious competence. You begin to learn, the structure. You begin to learn the strategies for trading. You begin to learn so many things that begin to give you the perspective you need to succeed as a trader. And that is a level of conscious competence. So your analysis sometimes is right, or most of the time, or a number of the times is right. So now that you're learning, you're able to use the skill with much effort, right? And then with practice, you get to the level of mastery. That is the level of unconscious competence. You are almost 99% of the time right about the direction of the market, because now you know the market. You have the knowledge and you have the skill. So you use the skill essentially without thinking most of the time. You just open the chart and within, a few seconds, you can tell, okay, this is a bullish in the market. The market is going to do A, B, C, because now you are unconsciously competent, right? Now you know your trade setups and you can execute like a robot. Okay, so those are the 4 stages of competence: unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and then unconscious incompetence. This psychology and performance course essentially is to help you, sort of get to that place where you're so unconsciously competent, and at the same time you can execute without even thinking about it, because you know everything you need to know. You'll have mastery of your mind. You have mastery over your emotions. All right, now what is the fantasy versus reality of most traders? And this is also something that I feel in all genuinity kind of holds back a lot of traders. One is traders who come into market. A lot of people who come to the market think that, oh, in the next 1 or 2 months I'm going to become a millionaire. And that's fantasy, right? Because at this stage, I know that that's fantasy. Now, a lot also come into the market and say, oh, I'm going to just put in minimal work and, I'm going to get high returns. That's also fantasy. Or something that trading is also a get-rich-quick scheme. At this level, I'm sure you've been beaten so bad by the market that you already know that trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme. All right. But this is the reality. You can become a millionaire in 2 to 3 years, of 2 to 5 years of putting in real work, mastering your psychology and doing what you need to do to scale. And the interesting thing is, I'm going to show you in this course. The last we're going to go through in this course is I'm going to show you a pathway, the 7-level pathway through which you can become a millionaire through trading. And not just that becoming a millionaire, because anybody can become a millionaire if they put in the work after some years, but consistently risking a very small amount of capital and turning that capital, into millions. And I'm going to show you that. This is going to blow your mind. So just stick around. Okay. The reality is you have to put in hard work for you to get high returns. And then trading is not a get rich quick scheme, rather it's a get rich slow scheme. Now, it takes 4 to 7 years to get a degree. That's the truth. The stock and profit course, on the other hand, is something you can just go. This course might even actually be one of the shortest courses you've ever taken in your life, because I'm going to be very brisk, but the information I'm going to give you is going to be so loaded. Okay. Now, if it takes 4 to 7 years to earn a degree, it only makes sense. And when you come into trading, don't tell yourself in the next 2 months, I'm going to become this. Why not give yourself, time, space? The reality is that it takes time to become a competent, capable, profitable, consistently profitable trader. It takes time. It takes years. Okay. And if you have that mindset, already you started your psychological journey rightly. But if you have the wrong mindset of, in the next 3 months, I'm going to become, and you're just starting out, you're going to be so beaten and you're going to be so discouraged before you even go far. But if you give yourself and say, I'm going to give myself 2 to 3 years. If I don't make sense of what I'm doing, I'm going to quit. Then you've given yourself room to actually learn properly. And of course, within those years, you're putting in the work. Okay. You've given yourself room to learn. All right. So that is that for chapter 1. Now we're going to be going to chapter 2.